Krishna. Nice to see you, everyone. Thank you very much for joining in. Some of you will know I'm here with the world-famous Michael Dixon, who is my dear, dear, dear friend. I just love coming to his place, and we sit and we talk and discuss spiritual topics for hours. And so he has agreed once again, because I told him so many of you, our viewers out there, love it when we do readings with Michael. So he's back again for another exciting adventure. Reading reading the Srimad Bhagavatam. So thank you all very much. We're going to read today from the 4th canto, chapter 24, which is entitled
Chanting the Song Sung by Lord Shiva.
And we're going to start on text 57 today. So we'll recite the invocation together. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, would you like to read?
If one by chance associates with a devotee, even for a fraction of a moment, he no longer is subject to attraction by the results of karma or jhana. What interest, then, can he have in the benedictions of the demigods, who are subject to the laws of birth and death? That's actually a question mark. Who are subject to the laws of birth and death?
Well, it's what interest then can he have in the benedictions of the demigods, who are subject to the laws of birth and death?
Death, yeah.
Maybe we could just unpack that, because actually I read this by accident this morning. I thought I was reading the other book, and I had to read it myself 3 times to understand. Wait a minute, what's being said here?
Yeah.
So, what do you understand from what we just reading that?
Okay, let's see. Even for a fraction of a moment, he no longer is subject to attraction by the results of karma, or what's jhana mean?
Gyan is knowledge.
Oh, knowledge. Okay, knowledge.
Yeah.
Karma or knowledge. Let's really have benedictions of the demigods, who are subject to the laws of birth and death. I don't know. You'll have to help me out here.
Well, let's if we break it down, if one. So that means basically, if somebody in the world, just by chance,
associates with a devotee,
comes in contact with a devotee, like maybe they were just sitting on their front porch playing the guitar,
right,
or maybe they went to what were they called, the fairs where you did wood,
the craft
fairs.
No longer,
if somebody just by chance, it means it wasn't intentional.
Right.
You're just sitting there and Hare Krishna walks by.
Right.
Even so, if
that happened, by the way.
So if even by chance one associates with a devotee, even for a fraction of a moment, and I guess we can look at a fraction of a moment, could be like a few seconds. Like at the craft fair, you just saw him for a few minutes. You got a book, and then that was it.
That's
Here we met and just spoke for a few minutes, but then somehow that fraction of a moment turned into more.
Boom. Yeah.
Then it says, so even if you by chance associate with a devotee just for a little bit of time, then he no longer is subject to attraction. Means he loses attraction or impetus or inclination to the results of karma, which means the word you're often referring to, fruitive activities.
Fruitive activities.
He loses he's not attracted to getting something back from working hard or doing something. Right. And he's also not attracted to just cultivating knowledge or gyan for the purpose of whatever, liberation or becoming free from modes. So one becomes free from these things simply by a moment's association with the devotee.
Right.
Then it says, what interest then can he have in the benedictions of the demigods, who are subject to the laws of birth and death?
Yeah.
So then it's just going on to say, if he's not attracted to karma and jnana, then why would he be interested in whatever the demigods can give him? Because they also
subject
die.
Die. Yeah, right. They
They're
also
also
die.
temporary.
They're temporary, just like the rest of us.
That's right.
Right.
Like that. I think that's does
Okay,
that
now
sound
I
about
understand.
right?
Oh yeah, that's it. That's it. I've read that many times in the Bhagavatam. Many times. We're only here for a short period of time.
That's for sure. And you never know when you're going to go, as they say.
Never know. You never know under what circumstances.
Okay, so you want to read the purport?
Okay. Out of the three kinds of men, the karmas, jhanas, and bhaktas. The bhakta is described herein as the most exalted. Srila Prabhupada.
Nope. It's a different person, actually. That's Prabodhananda.
Excuse my... Prabodhananda Saravasi.
Well, that's actually just like, if you break it down and you...
I can't. I'm not going to be able to...
Okay.
Yeah.
That's...
Sarah.
And then Svati. S-V-A.
Oh, Svati. Okay, I'm looking at
Sarasvati.
Sarasvati.
Yeah.
Has sung. Now I have.
Kaivalyam nadakaya te tridasha purakasha pushpayate. And that's from the Chaitanya Chandramrita.
So I will just describe here what he just said. The word kairata means to merge into the effulgence. Effulgence. What does that mean?
Like effulgence, if something is like the sun is effulgent.
Okay. Or
certain lights are effulgent, means they give off a bright light.
Of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the word Tridasapur refers to the heavenly planets where the demigods live. Thus, for a devotee, Kirvata Sukha, or merging into the existence of the Lord, is hellish because of the bhakta considers it suicide to lose his individuality and merge into the effulgence of Brahman.
Okay, let's stop there. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so there's a lot in there. And anything stood out to you?
Not necessarily, no. Well, but what throws me off is the words that I don't understand, which is that whole sentence. So the word Tridasapur refers to heavenly planets where the demigods live. Okay, I understand that. Thus, for a devotee, Kelvala Sukha,
which was described up there before, and is being described again, which means to just merge into the existence of the Lord,
is hellish because of the bhakta.
Because the
bhakta considers it suicidal to lose his individuality and merge into the effulgence of Brahman. Okay, that's up to you to explain.
Okay, so let's so if we go back to the top, it mentions three kinds of men. And those three kinds of men were already described in the verse, the original verse. So there's the karmis, which is plural for this word here, karma.
Okay.
So those who are interested in the results of karma are called karmis.
Okay.
Gyanis, gyanis, that word there, gyan is the same conjunction from gyan.
Okay.
So that means those who are just interested in acquiring knowledge. And the last one is the bhaktas. So you got the karmis,
the
gyanis. Yeah, that's actually pronounced J-N. It's really weird. It's gya.
Yeah.
Gyani.
On the
Okay. Gyanis and the bhaktas. So the bhakta is mentioned if one associates with a devotee. So a bhakta. So three types of people. The karmis, who are after fruitive activities and results.
Right.
Gyanis, who just want to cultivate knowledge, spiritual knowledge, generally, to become free from the material world, which is pretty progressive. And then the last one is the bhaktas, who are the devotees of the Lord.
Yeah.
Okay, and they just want to serve the Lord. Okay, so that's what's being spoken about here.
Okay.
And then Prabhupada describes that the bhakta is described herein as the most exalted. Because it says, if one associates even for a moment with a bhakta, with a devotee, then he loses attraction for karma and gyan.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
So it means he's on a higher platform. He's not attracted to the same things that attract these other two people.
Merges into the influence of Brahman.
Yes, but the bhakta doesn't want to merge into the effulgence of Brahman. That's what the jnani wants.
Okay.
Generally, the jnani wants that. So then Prabhupada goes on to explain the word kaivalya means to merge into the effulgence, and the word tridasapur refers to the heavenly planets where the demigods live. So the jnani generally wants to merge into the effulgence, and the karmi wants to go to the heavenly planets to enjoy.
Okay.
Yeah? So then it goes down to say, thus, for a devotee, merging is hellish, because the bhakta, the devotee, considers it suicidal to lose his individuality and merge into the effulgence of Brahman. So there are different types of, there's either the personalists or the impersonalists. So jnanis are often referred to as impersonalists, means that they understand God as a white light, as energy. And we're also energy. So we're the energy of God, and their philosophy is that we are all one. So therefore we want to merge into God and become God. So the devotee...
That's no...
Yeah, for the devotee, that's horrible.
That's not.
I don't want to merge into God. I don't want to become God. I want to serve God.
Become a devotee.
Yes.
Serve.
So then I want to serve God, which means, because bhakti means devotional service. So like that, then it's the devotee. It's suicidal to lose my individuality. That's like killing myself. Because I can't act as I'm, like we were talking earlier about dharma. So the nature of a living entity is to be a servant of God.
Okay. Not God himself.
Not God, yes. So that makes a little bit of sense.
The bhakta always wants to retain his individuality in order to render service to the Lord. There you go. Indeed, he considers promotion to the upper planetary systems to be no better than a will-o-wisp. Temporary material happiness holds no value for a devotee. The devotee is in such an exalted position that he is not interested in the actions of karma or jnana.
So let's stop there. So that all made sense?
Yes.
Okay. And that's just referring to what we just explained.
What we just explained. The resultant actions of karma and jnana, that's not pronounced jnana, but
it's
jnana, are so insignificant to a devotee situated on the transcendental platform that he is not in the least interested in them. Bhakti yoga is sufficient to give the bhakta all happiness. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, I can't pronounce those two words. Yamatma. Supra. Siddhati. One can fully satisfy simply by devotional service, and that is a result of association with a devotee. Without being blessed by a pure devotee, no one can really be fully satisfied, nor can anyone understand the transcendental position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Well, there you go. Pretty much describes it.
So what did that mean to you?
That means that if you're to be a devotee, you must be a servant of Krishna. You must be a servant and not go toward the temporary meaning of life. Enjoyment.
Or temporary enjoyments, or what was the Gyanis? What are they looking to do? Remember, they were trying
Heavenly planets?
No. Heavenly planets would be temporary.
Temporary.
The Gyanis were trying to merge.
Yeah.
Into the effulgence.
Effulgence.
Yeah, so they're trying to give up their personality.
Yeah.
Because they feel that personality is the cause of bondage in the material world, which it is.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, it makes sense. It's logical to think, let me give up this material body and the personality and just go back to the root of what I am, which is just energy.
Yeah.
Neutral, unidentifiable, in one sense, energy.
What good's that going to do you?
Well, exactly. That's the point. But so, then they merge and become one with God.
Yeah. That's okay. That's the merging one.
But it seems the real essence of this verse is this last sentence. Without being blessed by a pure devotee, no one can be fully satisfied,
Right.
nor can anyone understand the transcendental position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the key for me from this verse is the importance of coming in contact with a devotee.
Yes.
And we were just discussing earlier how Srila Prabhupada is that pure devotee who dedicated his whole life to giving us access to spiritual knowledge.
Yeah.
And by that contact, here we sit.
Yeah.
And we're discussing now and talking about it. And somehow, not that I'm a pure devotee or even a devotee, but somehow by contacting and connecting with me, then you're doing it. And you were just telling me that now your son is going to take and read the first canto of the Bhagavatam. And also you shared some of the Evolve books, I think it was, with your brothers. And
right.
So it's like, so now they're coming in contact with you because you're a devotee.
They know what's going on.
That's right. So and all of that contact goes back to the source, ultimately, which is Krishna.
It's
but
funny.
For us, it's Prabhupada.
You try to explain, and we were just explaining this. I want to throw this in between. We were just trying to explain. Okay, what actually is ISKCON? Because I get questions from all kinds of people that find out that what I'm doing, and most of them don't understand, of course, in this country. But here's we came up with this definition, and I think we refined it a little bit. But thanks to your knowledge of doing this for years. This is explaining ISKCON, International Society of Krishna Consciousness. This is what we're doing. A non-sectarian spiritual society. We first called it a cult, but it's not a cult. It's a society, open to everyone and every religion, not a traditional religion. And that pretty well describes what it is. It is not really a traditional
religion.
Where you go to like Christianity, and we're not downing any other religion in the process, whether it's Hinduism, and it's not Hinduism. A lot of people think, oh, you're Hindu. No, it's not. It's not in Hinduism either. So it's when you come up with something like this, I have to be real careful as far as our explanation. As far as you're better at it than I am because you've been doing it a lot longer and you're more fluent and have been through the many things that you have to go through. And the circumstances that we met, it was phenomenal. It affected my life 100%. And that happened the first time I even saw Jai. That's how strong it was. I mean, it's not that it's just happened over a matter of times. No, it hit me like a bomb. And it is going, and it just continues on and just gets better every time we meet. So it's contagious. That would be the best word for it. It's very contagious. So beware when you ask us. So, do it if you're serious about really understanding what we're doing. Right? Have I gone on too long?
No, not at all. Everything you're speaking, except it's perfect. Really beautiful. Yeah, I was trying to remember. There is a statement also that I can't remember it verbatim, but it describes that if you at all want to maintain your material life, then don't go to the bank of the Jamuna where the beautiful boy Krishna is playing his flute, because you'll be enamored and attracted by him, and that'll be the end of your material life.
That's it.
So in that way, it's like when we hear about Krishna, when we see and understand Krishna, and then
it absorbs you. It
does.
It definitely absorbs you, and it's you're more absorbed than I am, but that's the difference is in ages and where we live. When you're out in the country in a small rural area community, it's not as available, or it's not known as well as when you have to be under certain circumstances of which you've been through to do this, and it's changed your life for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And it changes most people's lives, that's for sure. I would say all for the better as well. When you can do these spiritual things and absorb this knowledge, it affects you, and it comes back. It's just the opposite of somebody saying, "Oh, it haunts me. It makes me worse." No, this makes you better. This doesn't have a negative. It has a positive effect upon you. For example, when I'm in my shop and I'm working down as a woodworker, down below over the hill, and I pull out something that that I'm trying to figure out what to do and how to put it together, and I'm saying, hey, I'm going to need to have this in front of me to do this. And this happens every day. And I need to have what? And then I say, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. In between thoughts of my material things that I'm doing, I'm thinking, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I kind of meditate a little bit on it, and sure enough, I look around and I'm looking around at something, and there it is. There's a solution to what I'm looking for or what I'm doing. It happens time and time again. It's just a flow, and you can see it flowing through the and it just. So I'm putting it to work. I'm combining the material with the spiritual, and I can do that by myself because it's almost like a form of meditation I've been doing. So my shop is kind of like my castle, but it's my way of giving back to Krishna, the opportunity to deal with those beautiful woods that I use, which I consider my children. It's material, but it's material in a good way. It's a material in a spiritual way, as far as I can see. The end product, no, it's a cigar humidor, for crying out loud. No, I don't recommend anybody smoke cigars. If you really want to know, I don't smoke, and I never have and never will. And so but the working with the beauty of the wood and showing it off is basically what it amounts to.
Yeah, but it's your offering to Krishna, and I know we've spoken before, you've described that these beautiful woods, you just said they're like your children, but you've also described that it's like these woods have come from Krishna. These are beautiful,
exactly. When you see them, when people see them, they're aghast. They just, I don't know how many things, and I enjoy doing that. It's like helping people. It's just like I'm trying to create a thing of beauty that is useful, but it's not me. It's the wood. I'm just dressing up the wood. So I take no credit in that whatsoever. That's Krishna for 100%. I'm working with one of Krishna's products.
Wow.
One in the tree life. And what do they say in the Bhagavatam? It's the non-moving entities. Non-moving entities, trees. I love trees.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so lovely. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for
coming
coming
again and being here with us.
Yeah.
And thank you everyone for tuning in. Please continue to read the Bhagavatam. Just if you could hold that up. Oh yeah, and then we're going to do a quick promo for these books.
Oh yeah.
Because Michael has just finished and restarted again the Brilliant as the Sun series by Krishna Dharma and Chintamani Dham Dasi. You see down here. Actually, he's just gifted me this one because I didn't know. I've listened to all the books. I have the audio books, but he just showed me that on the back of this one they actually gave a little credit to myself because I wrote to them expressing my great appreciation for these books. So we can't recommend them enough. They're beautiful.
No, they're wonderful.
Really gives you such immense continuity and connectivity with the Bhagavatam. And they've just done such a brilliant job. So we thank Krishna Dharma Prabhu and Chintamani Dham Devi for the Brilliant as the Sun series, a retelling of the Srimad Bhagavatam. And they've completed up to the 9th canto. And we're really hoping that they finish.
It's a condensed version. And it's much easier to read than starting out from scratch from the Bhagavatam. And the author highly recommends it. So it works in conjunction with the Bhagavatam.
Absolutely. Okay, thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.